YouTube, what's the word, man? What's the fucking word? So we're gonna talk about just kind of like experiences in comedy and just the things that I've taken from it so far and how I'm actually like just kind of building myself up. So the one thing, like one of my experiences with comedy is like the open mics. The open mics are the gym, right? And you got to get used to not having an audience because like sometimes your audience is just other comedians. Like comedy's one of those things where you can't practice without an audience. Like you can't see, like with like music, you can get better by yourself. Like you can get better while you're doing practices and like say you're in a band. Like you guys are getting better in the garage. The term garage band. Ain't no term garage comics. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to go out there and hit these open mics and try to just get work the room, see what works, see what doesn't, and like I said, sometimes you're in front of comedians, meaning like you're not there to make other comedians laugh. You're there to just work out your 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6, whatever amount of time you got. You're there to work that time out, right? And it helps you get your like stage presence, your awareness, um, cadence, enunciation. Just it's helping you just become more well-rounded, you know. And a lot of people they get like a little frustrated. Like for me, I think last night it was like I had a set that it was just kind of like to me it went meh. But I know this set hits because I've done it before. I'm just trying to tune it up. I got a competition coming up, so I'm just trying to tune up some of my jokes, just so I can like get through this competition. Um, and here's the thing: if some audience members heard it before, I'm not gonna get the same reaction to it. It's like listening. It's like I can't expect to get the same reaction to the same joke in the same audience, no matter like, unless I like led into it differently or I change like a tag or something. Like no, I'm just working on my time and then getting through it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Also, another experience of comedy is just I feel like the one thing I always try to lead with and I always do. I'm respectful. I'm respectful. I understand that like I'm new to this, so like I have no, you know, I don't have any entitlement. Nobody owes me a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm grateful for any opportunity I do receive because you didn't have to pick me. You didn't have to choose me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm still paying my dues, if you will. Um, and so, like, I'm just navigating a space and without trying to step on anyone's toes. You know, I don't want to make it seem, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm in here and I feel like anything's owed to me or anything. No, I'm just like, I'm very appreciative. And I always thank anybody for whatever they have done for me. And if they give me any pointers, if they just look out, you know what I'm saying? Just anything. Like if you just give me some advice that like literally helps me out, I'm gonna take it because you've been doing this longer than me. You know, um, and I don't take that for granted. I don't take that for granted. Like a lot of people can't be taught, and that's a problem. Like I know that I'm gonna be a student for life until the day that I'm in the dirt. I'm going to be a student for just in life, not even just in comedy. Like in comedy, yes, but I mean, I'm gonna learn like when I'm ultimately become a parent. I'm gonna learn like I'm gonna have those before me to learn from. Um, Knowledge in general. Like my grandmother always said, you treat the CEO or you treat a custodian the same as you treat a CEO. You respect that person. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who they were. You never know who they are. You never know who they're gonna be, and you never know what someone knows. So you can never count someone out just because they're not at a level that you think is respectable. Never. So like even like with comedy, I'm never counting anyone out because I don't know who you are. So if I'm familiar, but I don't know who you're gonna be. I don't know what you know. You might you might just started in comedy, but you might have been a student in the game. You might have been watching different comedians over years and years and years and just kind of soaking in knowledge. And you might have like something that I don't bring to the table. Say like me, I'm not a deadpan comedian, but I do respect those who do it. There's very seldom people who can um, rely on like the pauses and the way they say things and just give them, just like it's almost as if you're being like an anti-comedian. Like you're up there, and instead of giving them like a stage presence, you're giving them like you're giving your whole like it's like wit. It's like you're just giving them something to work with, like your brain. Like it's different. It's different. I like it. Um, Also, like me, I'm a very anecdotal like comedian. I would say like I talk about like my life and like my experiences, and I'm giving you a story. I'll tell some jokes, but like within those jokes, I relate a lot to my life. I've been through a lot, and I'm looking at it as all right. Let's find the funny because a lot of stuff has happened and it's funny. Some of it's not. Some of it's not. But I might be able to make it funny. That's the good thing. That's the beauty about comedy is you can laugh at most things. Um, Looking at like for me, in something where it's like other comedians are my peers, right? And we're all like I said, we're all at these open mics together. So I look at it as almost as going to work. I'm being respectful in the space that like other people have been before me. You know, I don't think I don't walk in with no fucking. I'm not. I never let my ego. I never follow my ego. If that makes sense. Never one to think that I'm too good for something or I'm no. I'm up for anything, bro. So like that's another thing being open to opportunities. Like it might not be a paying gig, but it's like, hey, you got to run to Syracuse for something, and you open. That's putting you in the face of like bookers. That's putting you in the face of like other hosts. That's putting you in the face of like people that have never seen you before, which is good in its own right because it's like we're all trying to build something. Like if you're trying to get to the next level, you need as much exposure as possible. And if you're like, oh well, oh man, it doesn't pay, I can't do this. Okay, like a lot of things don't pay, but you do it anyways. You know, like if you're willing to like go above and beyond at your job and not get paid a cent more, then why can't you go above and beyond for something that you're passionate about? And that's just not we're not just talking about comedy now. We're talking about life. If you're willing to like bust your ass for something that like is paying you the same amount, and in this example, we're gonna talk about you're not getting paid for this, right? You're not getting paid for the open mics right now either, but you're not getting paid to like open. But the thing is, you're getting time on a stage. You're getting in front of a crowd, and there's somebody who's you're selling yourself. You're giving people that would never have knew who you were an opportunity to see you. You're also understanding how it works to be in front of an actual crowd that's a paying crowd. Like I said, open mics are different. Not people don't pay to come here unless they do have paid open mics, but people aren't paying to come here. They're just coming for free. And if it's other comics, you're not gonna get that natural. You're not gonna get that real experience. So once you get that experience, you understand that it's different, and to be grateful of it. So, like I said, with comedy, with life, don't be afraid to learn. Don't come in like be humble. You know what I'm saying? There's times where you don't need to be humble, but just make sure that you earn that shit. You know what I mean? Make sure that you earn that shit. Because if you're gonna be an asshole and do all this, make sure you have the fucking resume, whatever to back it up. Because unless you don't, you're just gonna be an unlikable person, and that's it. So that's just just a little blurb for me, a little anecdote. Ten Toes Drew, we stand on business. Like I said, man, Instagram is Laugh with Drew. I'm gonna put you already know what's about to happen. But anyways, man, appreciate y'all coming to watch my YouTube video. All right. Damn, God,